This video will be a quick summary on the Human-Isu war. And sorry if my voice sounds bad because I'm having a cold. The Human-Isu war was a catastrophic event that occurred between the Isu and the human race. Creator versus creation, better to say. A war where neither one was victorious in the end. It served more as a distraction from the looming threat from the sky, the total catastrophe. Neither race, as I said, was victorious in the end, and the war led to more casualties on both sides than expected. But why did this war happen? That is what I will explain in today's Assassin's Creed Explained video. The reproduction of the Isu race was low, so they created humanity as a workforce to obey them and in the worst case scenario as instruments of war. Unlike the creators, humanity only possessed 5 senses out of 6. Humans lived less longer and were less smarter than the Isu. This was done on purpose by the Isu so they could keep the human race under control. Humanity was nothing more than a slave force for a very long time. Humans were designed to flourish in challenging conditions. This resilience that was not present in the Isu is what enabled humans to adapt and survive to situations in its environment much better than the creators. And we humans had ambition. Eventually, humans and Isu started interbreeding with each other, and so the human hybrids Adam and Eve were born. Because of the unique bloodline with the Isu race, and the artifacts are only able to control humans because of the neurotransmitters planted in their heads, they developed some form of resistance against the pieces of Eden, like the apple. Eve, who lacked the neurotransmitter in her head because of her unique bloodline, stole an apple of Eden and showed it to Adam.
Eve, what is this device?
You will know.
Freeze! Copyright police! You have the right to remain! You'll never take me alive!
Adam, I have it.
Eve!
Look out!
This event gave rise to the legend of Adam and Eve being cast out of Eden by stealing the forbidden fruit of knowledge and beginning the Human-Isu war. No longer they will be slaves, they had enough.
Eve will lead us through the war of generations.
There will be great sacrifice, great sorrow to end the enslavement of the human race.
Now is the time to claim our freedom. Are you with us?
I am.
Eve will lead us.
Eve will lead us.
The human race had the advantage of numbers against the creators, who had the superior technology, but any loss on their side was fatal because of their slow reproduction. The war lasted for 10 years where no one won in the end. The war distracted them from the total catastrophe that eventually wiped out a large portion of the population on Earth.
The earth shook for days, the fires burned for weeks, and when the ash had settled, less than 10,000 of your kind still lived, and far fewer of ours. But we carried on, together, to rebuild, to renew.
As I said, the human race was designed to survive, and so we did. But a few remaining Isu slowly died out, unable to maintain their civilization. Over time, history slowly forgot about the Isu race, but they did leave behind a long-lasting legacy. The pieces of Eden kept affecting the world and humanity in many different ways. Religions were based around the artifacts in the first civilization. Minerva, who was an Isu scientist, became known as the Roman goddess. Adam and Eve became known as the true humans who were basically kicked out of Eden in the Bible. The Animus itself, a device that lets you relive genetic memory, was partially inspired by first civilization technology. Not all first civilization members though were for human enslavement. Minerva, Saturn, Kansas and Alathena are good examples. Minerva and Saturn agreed on that humanity has potential and exceeded their programming, and perhaps one day they could sit next beside them as equals.
I wonder what the world would be like if they'd succeeded.
Kansas and first civilization scientists approved of humanity. He saw humans as marvelous creations, flawed but bold. In the modern day era, he helped the humans to defeat Juno.
You? But how? Consus.
As he walks towards her in his illuminating light, he starts to speak. Yet here I stand, child. Look at you, a new body, so fresh and pure. But your heart, child, Your heart is as dead as a moon. Gino had enough. This was the day of her return. She won't let anyone stand in her way. She yelled at him that he needed to die again as she shot out pure fury, energy beams at him. Alatena criticized her fellow ISO members on how they treated humans. She spoke across time and even said against the modern-day assassin Layla Hassan that she was welcome to join them, to change time, to change destiny, to no longer follow precursor rules. Legends tell us that Adam and Eve were proto-assassins. Think of it as assassins before assassins, or an ID inspired by another ID, if you will, like rediscovering an ancient text or reinventing it. I say this because personally, whenever I think about this Human-Isu war, I see the first civilization members here as Templars in my head, not all of them of course, who want control over the human race. And how will they do that? By using the pieces of Eden, love technology and have a similar art style to Abstergo Industries. And we want to send the human race in one direction. Adam and Eve, you could consider them the proto-assassins who fight for free will and freedom of humanity. It's just a fun thought and pure my opinion. I hope you have a fun day or night wherever you are.